ordered McDonald's. The fuck? I ordered McDonald's. And I ordered 2 LMPs, and they're both soda water. They're literally both soda water. What the fuck? This has never happened to me before. There's no lemon. They're both soda water. What the fuck, bro? They're trying to make me lose weight or some shit. I like LMP. It tastes nice. I like having sugary drinks. It's some kind of like stimulation. And the chips are dry. These aren't fresh chips. Last 2 times they were fresh chips. Fucking bad service, bro. Trash chips, soda water instead of LMP. Where's the one with the crying? Bruh. True. I wanna listen to some music, bro. Just too quiet. Echoes of yesterday still calling. Can't escape the rain that falling. Every step I take feels the same. Caught in the soft things of your name. Fortnite. The classic. Something Epic Games keeps opening where it's like a tiny bit of it is sticking over onto the other screen. Clap, 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 guys. My food sucks. Clap, clap, clap. My food sucks. Bruh. I got fish and chips as well. I got fish and chip chips. They're not very good. Echoes of yesterday still calling. Can escape, race the way they're falling. I feel like shit, bro. Sitting in front of the computer all day is probably not very good for you. I've been drinking water and my diet's kind of bad. I got some chicken snack wraps, so there's some lettuce in that. Man, I wish I was rich. Man, I wish I lived in some communist paradise. Man, I wish that. My hair got all wet because it's raining. I'm gonna dry it off. Echoes of yesterday still calling. Can't outrun. They're falling. I wish I could get some likes or stuff. I wish I could get some recognition for the work that I do. I'm trying. Nobody cares. I find it cool when people can do art like this. It's really impressive. I can't imagine ever being able to do something like this, bro. Crazy. Especially impressive because he's got like limitations and shit, but he's still able to do it. Should probably wear a mask so he doesn't breathe in the particles, but aside from that.
Broken glass on the bedroom floor. Last night's echo still at war. Silence screaming louder than before. Did you mean it when you stayed? Or was it all just charade? Bittersweet.
Remains. Fortnite. Why is update take so long? Fortnite. Damon Rush.
Photographs burned at the edges. Memories trapped between the ledges.
I think it's the caffeine energy drink and the all that fuck. I got like mental mental post exhaustion malaise from all that walk I was doing before. Always happens. I push myself too far mentally, exhausting, and then I can't think very well afterward. I just feel really like fucking awful, like jaded and shit. Can't do anything. That's how I feel now. Usually happens if I drink caffeine. I just push myself too far. Feels like shit.
So far from me. I'm on the train back home. I'm thinking about you and me. And while we just won't stop, you pull me in and then you push me away. Just to tell me, please don't go. How many times can we run the same game? I'm losing all my hope.
What a disappointment, bro. All my food's been a disappointment, except for the Mars bar.
Tell you I'm done.
I need to write that I ate that, actually.
You I'm
Bittersweet remains. What a disappointment, bro. Wrong drink. Bad chips. These are like partially stale as well. Holy shit, this snack wrap's better be good. This thing looks tiny. Honestly, if the snack wrap is bad, I don't know if I'll buy again. I only bought from them because I had some good experiences in the past. Echoes of yes. This is... I never go to this POI, bro. Echoes of yesterday. Bro, sitting on a towel is such a goat strategy. Such a pig strategy. You can just wipe your hands onto it. And when it gets dirty, you just change the towel. Also, your chair will never smell. Pig strategy, bro. Fucking pig. I won't take any shit about that. It's good. What the fuck is this? Tiger's teleporting mask. News is on, son. It hits me like an earthquake. Is that a sex reference? No, it's a love reference. Ah, the other one. Ah. How long until you can't stand? I am a rich man. That's a fake one right now. So catchy. I am a rich man. Loser. Oh? Whereas Brian was still loading on. That really wasn't worth it. I just lost most of my health. Uh-oh. Hey! F-tap play. Why are there so many people here? This is the middle of nowhere, bro. Jesus. car. There used to be a car here, bro. Used to be guaranteed. Okay, Grandma, back to bed. There used to be cars across this map. There used to be a car here every time, and it was in every match. There's one. Okay, Grandma, off to bed. Sure, Grandma. Chicken snack wrap. Fresh. This kind of redeems it. No, it doesn't. That's like one thing. How do you redeem giving me soda water instead of Alan Pay? That Palestinian person, or organisation that followed me is gonna unfollow me now because I hate McDonald's. He was supposed to be boycotting them or something. There's nothing else around, seriously. It's like the only reliable fast food store that isn't completely disgusting. I donate to UNRWA every month, isn't that enough? Probably not. Probably not. Want me to leave a bunch of dots and apostrophes on these stupid fucking posts that don't do anything. Bro, this is peak gameplay. Peak Fortnite right here. Fuck yes. This is exactly how the game should be. They should never change it from us. I don't mean that in general, I mean just what I'm doing now. Should never be removed. I bet I would have enjoyed Wrecked. Yo, is that a pole? Yo, they had pole dancing to Fortnite, what the fuck? That's not what that is. Obviously. Don't take it. Yeah, run away, that's right. Smart move. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, it's because we're in the storm. Let's go. They moved the petrol station. Bad Bunny Super Bowl. Hey, it was on TV this year, I think. The Super Bowl was free. It's so boring though. Chiefs got wasted, didn't they? How about them Chiefs? Yeah, how about them? How about them Chiefs, bro? I like the seasoning on the chicken burger. Chicken tender, whatever it is. Echoes of yesterday. I don't like this new storm. It's like, looks hallucinogenic or something. Whoa, man. I'm freaking out, man. Hey, why did that happen? That gun is so trash, those bug guns. Are they still in the game? Where are the bugs? They don't have any bugs anymore though, right? Oh my god, follower bot. Kill him. Kill the guy with the follower bot. Jesus Christ, he got annihilated. Is the Zord, Mega Zord thing not in the game anymore? Hopefully. What? Las noticias. Vamos a ver las noticias. ¿Qué es nuevo? Nothing much. What happened to the Hamas-Israel peace agreement? Is there any update on that? I don't think I've actually checked the news today. I didn't check it because I was like, I'll check it on stream. Then I didn't check it. I'm dead. That was fucking bullshit, bro. Let me alt-tab and paste. Drones. Hamas gonna respond, okay. Did that Whitaker guy... That's not him. Okay, what am I talking about? Yo, that was not the guy. I was gonna be like, did he get surgery on his eye? I don't even really look alike.
Yeah, so yeah, really, really well done, girls. Really good. Enjoy the money.
Thank you very much.
What a game. Sensational, so exciting. Just thoroughly enjoy that. That's what makes this show so brilliant. Please come and have a go if you're thinking of your perfumes. We'll see you next time on The Chase. Goodbye.
Man, I'm tired.
Tonight on One News, a deadly synagogue attack. 2 people killed, the attacker shot. Keir Starmer vows to defeat hatred as security's ramped up at Jewish centres across Britain and in New Zealand too. Winston Peters faces
That's
protest.
terrible, but there are like tons of people dying in Palestine every day. Nobody cares.
First public event since since his UN Gaza speech. And new music arrives tailor-made for the world's Swifties. Will Life of a Showgirl continue this superstar's record reign?
I just want you.
Is that us? God, there's no news today. That was a waste of time. I paused my game for that. Fucking died in Fortnite for that shit.
On the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, Yom Kippur.
That's
2
pretty
people are
rough.
dead, 3 are in hospital. Police received an emergency call at 9:31. Reports of a car being driven at people and a man being stabbed at the Heaton Park Hebrew Synagogue in Manchester. The city's home to Britain's largest Jewish community outside of London. Armed police arrived just 3 minutes later. A major incident declared at 9:37. At 9:38, 7 minutes after the first alert, police opened fire, killing the suspect. He was Jihad al-Shami, a 35-year-old British citizen who was born in Syria. He had a knife and what looked
That's
like
not
an
a great
explosive
look.
device around his waist. Since then, 3 people have been arrested on suspicion of commission, preparation and instigation of acts of terrorism. After running an emergency security meeting, Prime Minister Keir Starmer said anti-Semitic hatred is rising once again and Britain must defeat it once again. He vowed to protect Jewish communities. In a moment, we'll look at the international reaction, including what police are doing here in New Zealand. But first, Europe correspondent Kate Nicker-Williams on what happened in Manchester.
Outrage when it happens in the UK. Nobody gives a shit when it happens in some poor global south third world country. Palestinians are just a statistic to these people, bro. Seriously. This is like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, 50-something Palestinians have died today. On to the next thing. Israel's killed 50-something Palestinians today. On to the next thing. They dedicate a whole fucking article to 2 people being killed in Manchester in the UK because it's in the UK. Right? Fucking bullshit. It's a headline article. Anti-Semitism, bro. We told you. We knew it was happening. We knew it was gonna happen. Anti-Semitism, bro. Look. This is why the Palestinians deserve to die. Because things like this happen. This is what Arab people are like. Look. Classic. Classic Western media, bro. Classic spin. They won't say it, but the way that they weight things, it gives the impression. And the way that the politicians act, they might as well be saying these things. Yeah, you got some lone gunman or whatever, or some non-government group. It's called terrorism, but when a state does it, when it's state-sanctioned, it's just, oh, the country's defending itself. Israel's defending itself by massacring Palestinian people every single day. What a fucking joke, bro. The hypocrisy is absurd. It's not just hypocrisy, it's like massively weighting it in your own favor. Not even close to fair. It's not even close to fair. Honestly, you'd think they would just stop reporting on it. Why do they even bother reporting the Palestine issue? Because they want to pretend that they're like the fair and tolerant side. We're fair, we're tolerant. We give equal weight to both sides of the story. Fucking bullshit, bro. Anything else? They'll still be on it.
Grief, shock.
Yeah. Banging the drum, bro. I'm not saying they shouldn't report this shit. Obviously it's significant, but you have to question, like, why do they do it the way that they do? It's kind of obvious, right? The drones? They brought back the drones. Banging the drum. Banging the drum of anti-Semitism. This is why Israel is allowed to kill Palestinians and tens of people every day. This is why they're allowed to occupy the West Bank. This is why they're allowed to have Palestinians as prisoners with no trials and shit. Fucking bullshit, bro. This is why they're allowed to bomb their cities to smithereens. Absolute fucking bullshit. This is what they're saying, essentially. This is what Western media is saying. Because One News gets all their stuff from the UK and shit. No, I condemn the attack, obviously. I condemn the killing. But, you know... if you look at the bigger picture... you know... and before oh, you didn't show enough sympathy or some shit. Fuck off. Those I like.
With a strong police presence, protesters awaited the arrival of the Foreign Affairs Minister, condemning the government's decision not to recognise Palestine.
Yeah, bro.
I was, to say the least, outraged by what Winston Peters had to say at the UN.
Arriving with police escort as Winston Peters stepped out of his vehicle, he was greeted with a deafening boo. Here for a rail announcement, Peters
What a piece of
addressed
shit.
those who were invited and those who weren't.
Piss off, Peters.
Chance to join you for Stunner. Knock you over the fence with Dummer and Dummer, bludging over there. When you
Guy's such a useless prick. He's always been that way. Fucking useless.
people, they wouldn't know anybody in the Middle East, wouldn't know any of the Arab nations, wouldn't know the Palestinian Authority, but here they are, blogging against the attack crowds again today.
We actually would rather not have gone out to put shamans and raged or raised our voices or chanted, but in a context of genocide, that's the least we would be doing.
The father of an 18-year-old
Exactly.
New Zealander detained by Israeli forces off the coast of Gaza yesterday says he hasn't been able to speak with his son since.
I think they were all advised to drop their phones once they were boarded.
Daniel Leeson, as well as fellow Kiwis Rana Hamida and Youssef Samor, were among more than 400 activists detained from a flotilla of vessels that had been attempting to deliver aid to Gaza in spite of Israel's naval blockade.
The government needs to at least ensure the safety of our Kiwis who have been abducted.
They're not being abducted, they're not being kidnapped. They'll be put on a plane and sent home. And the question you've got to ask yourself is, what was the cost of all that?
As for Winston Peters,
He's such a fucking prick. He doesn't give a shit. Guy needs to step out of politics. Fuck off already. He's so old. Been in for ages.
He's a graduate from Otago University.
no sign of either side abandoning their positions, with not a white flag in sight.
Fucking loser. You know who votes for these people? White New Zealanders. It's white New Zealanders, guys. Vast majority of the not walkers. It is the vast majority of the walkers. It's also the vast majority of the people who vote for these reactionary parties. White New Zealanders, guys. My parents.
Israel's defense minister says any residents who remain will be considered terrorists and terrorist supporters.
Fucking
Tens of
bullshit.
thousands are set to walk off the job on October 23rd in a mega strike affecting our public services. Nurses and midwives announcing today they're joining teachers and other health workers in industrial action. Sophie Trigger is with us now live with the details. Sophie, how many workers are planning to strike?
Good evening. Well, the decision of the New Zealand Nurses Organisation will add considerably to the number of workers expected
It'd
to
be nice if the fucking,
picket
like,
lines on October
unions weren't all just bureaucratic organizations.
36,000 nurses will walk off
They were
the
like
job for
actual
4
unions,
hours
you
on
know,
that
is
day.
it rank and file, is that what it's called? I don't know.
That same day for 24 hours
They're just
is
bureaucratic
the
organizations for the
That's
most part.
40,000 members, including primary school teachers, principals, and
Bro,
support
what
staff.
is my fucking
There are
loadout?
15,000 across the Public Service Association, so that includes 3,500 mental health and public health nurses and 11,500 allied health workers. Now, while these unions are all bargaining separately and for a range of different reasons, in total we could see as many as 90,000 workers off the
That's
job
quite a
on
few.
October 23. Now, earlier today we asked Public Service Minister Judith Collins about the upcoming strike. Her message was quite simple: go back to the bargaining table. Here is what she said.
Bullshit.
Obviously, we have a right to strike in New Zealand in the public service. But
Yeah, they wish that
we're
wouldn't.
the people who are actually hurting, the people who can't get their operations and their kids.
Fuck off, you cunts. They don't care about the workers at all.
Okay, Sophie.
Pay them more then. Oh no, they're gonna walk off the job. Pay them better. That's what they're asking for. Fucking idiots.
We have the PPTA, the Post-Primary Teachers Association, deciding next week on proposed industrial action, which does include an option to strike on October 23, and they have 25,000 members. We also have the Senior Doctors Union, the ASMS, that they are also deciding next week whether to engage in that strike, and that can also add 3,500 more. So more developments to come on this, Melissa.
Tēnei te mihi atu. Thanks, Sophie. Kiwi companies have been backed to deliver more cutting-edge military gear, including high-tech drones, weapons and defence systems. That's where the government's putting its budget, aiming to speed up our defence capability as global tensions grow. Ed O'Driscoll explains.
Like a kid at Christmas.
A great family. The Minister of Defence.
Judith Collins checking out these Kiwi-made land and sea drones. Developed in just a year, it's this level of innovation and speed she wants to see more of.
It's a very exciting time to be in defence, but we've got a lot more that we've got to do.
Yeah,
And
why
so
is that?
rebuilding the capability is important.
On the tails of a 4-year, $12 billion defence spending plan.
Fuck off, you idiot.
Strategy launched today aims to see a chunk of that money spent here. Overseas firms bidding for New Zealand defence contracts will need to set out plans on how they'll work with local companies. And a $300 million fund will see the Defence Force collaborate with small businesses to develop advanced military tech that can be sold to allies. What sort of new technology are you hoping to see developed as part of this accelerator fund?
Well, I don't even know how far we can go, because whenever I think, oh, this is where we could get to, they go and exceed all my expectations.
She's referring to companies like Tauranga-based Sios Aerospace, which has signed a huge deal with the UK to supply drones to Ukraine. It started out building unmanned helicopters.
Classic. And they say it's not an empire. They say it's not imperialism, bro. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They would never sell them to Russia. Right? It's imperialism. Everyone knows it. This is an empire. The Western Global North Empire. The American Empire. The Anglosphere Empire with the Europeans and East Asia minus China.
War in Ukraine, tensions in the Middle East, and growing competition in the Indo-Pacific have all been cited as risks. The minister warning we need to be ready against
Anyone who attacks us, and you never know who that it might be.
Yeah, it might be Australia.
more Kiwi ingenuity will be part of the plan.
I don't believe that.
One News.
People in Northland
What if it's the United States?
following the discovery of 3 new measles cases last night. There are now 9 in total across the region and 1 unrelated case in the Queenstown area. One of the new cases was only identified as a close contact after they became infectious. This means they may have spread measles to others in the community.
One measles case can spread to 15 to 20 people around you, and that's how transmissible measles can be, which was why we're so concerned about the potential wider spread of measles now that there are cases.
Public Health is tracing locations of interest, and people can stay updated by checking the Health New Zealand website. My reasons for living are now gone. The heartbreaking admission from a bereaved family member of the Whakaare White Island tragedy as the coronial inquest opened. The deadly eruption in 2019 killed 22 people and 25 were injured. Jordan Rudd was at the inquest in Whakatane.
Get out of my car, bro.
In Whakatane District Court, a mihi Whakato opened the coroner's inquest into the deadly eruption on Whakaare White Island. 47 tourists and guides were visiting the marine volcano when the eruption took place almost 6 years ago. The coronial process began in 2019 but was put on hold while criminal proceedings were completed. Over the next 8 weeks, the inquest will hear the events of that day, the emergency response and the circumstances around those deaths. It does not determine guilt or liability.
Look at all the stuff, bro.
To understand what happened to those who were injured and died, by also understanding why they went through it and how their injuries and deaths may be related.
Idiots.
Suppression orders mean we can't publish many names, faces, statements or medical records. But today the inquest heard impact statements from survivors and bereaved family members.
Why do they have tours to an active volcano? Are they stupid? Oh no, it exploded and people died. Wow, what? Guys, an active volcano exploded. What the fuck? I went to an active volcano and it exploded and a whole bunch of people died. Why were they there? That's the question. Why were they visiting an active volcano? Fucking stupid, bro. Fucking stupid. Should have never happened. Hey, do you think we should do tours on an active volcano? No. No, I don't think so. It might explode. And people might die. Oh. You know that thing that active volcanoes do? Where they fill up with lava and shit? And then it all flies out the top? Sometimes, if people are around, they can be hit by that stuff. And the big heat cloud and whatever and lava and shit comes down, and that can kill you. Oh, has like 100% fatality rate. Maybe not a good idea, guys. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Let's just do tours in an active volcano. That's a great idea, isn't it? Holy shit, how stupid can you be? It's fucking retarded. Jesus Christ, it's like they think things are so safe these days, so they do this retarded shit that even fucking early humans wouldn't have done, because early humans weren't that fucking stupid. They would say, oh, you know, volcanoes explode, maybe we shouldn't be around them. Right? The modern human says, oh no, it's gotta be safe, right? We got all this, we're living in the 21st century, we got all this safety and security and shit. Bro, it's not any more safe than it ever has been. It's an illusion. You're deluding yourself.
We'd rather just keep the good times rolling. Come, drink it all in.
Hi, my name's Alan P. And I'm not shredding hard. I'd sip on Alan P here. And I'm teaching the future of our nation.
I want to get a violin. I feel like a violin's a cool instrument. They're so loud though. I've been bad at pretty much every instrument I've done. I feel like I've got like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or something. My joints are really bad. Too flexible, so I can't press the keys properly. And I'm left-handed. So that complicates it as well.
The fast absorbing invisible finish is SPF 50
outdoor space for
Oh,
less.
someone
Right
took it.
Fence looking a bit
Hey,
now.
top 3. I got dog shit weapons though.
For only 99 bucks. And trim your spend with this Lawnmaster mower now $399. Might
Is that a shotgun? No, that's a rifle. Okay, good. What the fuck are these flashes? Demon Hunters type shit, something. Shut up. Hello! Intimidate him. Oh shit, the other guy's coming after me. Not this fucking guy again. Bullshit. Fuck that guy, bro. Jesus Christ, how is he still alive after all that? He sat in my car for like 5 minutes. I had shitty ass weapons, bro. Still placed third. Could have done worse.
Visiting Dubai to promote the Māori economy on the world stage.
Come on,
She's supporting the
Dubai.
largest group of Māori kiwi fruit growers as it launches into the United Arab Emirates for the first time. Our Māori Affairs
Newscaster's looking
correspondent
smart
Tēnā
today.
Waitanui reports.
Te ariki nui koini ngā waihono I te pō, she
Boo, bro.
to offer the world.
Why is she in Dubai?
Arriving in Dubai to support Māori kiwi fruit growers.
Oh, they got slavery in Dubai, bro. Modern day slavery.
Kiwi fruit
It's also an oil country.
UAE.
Destroying the environment and enslaving people at the same time.
A commitment to long-term relationships.
Under a collaborative marketing deal with Zespri, the group has sent 10 containers of fruit to the Middle Eastern country. One News spoke with them before they left.
We aim to increase our footprint in the industry. We aim to elevate our profile in this industry.
I think the long-term goal is the development of these sustainable, bigger markets that we can
Typical corporate Maori iwi leaders, bro. All they care about is the money.
When the collective launched into the Hawaiian market.
All they care about is the money. Classic. Indigenous capitalism, bro.
Participation in the industry continues to grow. There are now over 100 Māori-owned kiwi fruit growing businesses nationwide.
I would estimate that our value is just south of $2 billion.
Branching into new markets like the UAE, seen as a small step with enormous potential.
And what we're talking about here is the development of an indigenous footprint. I could be pie in the sky, but I really believe it could double our income across our port sector for export.
This partnership, the first to be made under a unique Indigenous clause included in the New Zealand UAE free trade deal, which came into effect in August.
And what that Indigenous clause does is gives us an advantage to go up there and market our products that are grown, you know, on iwi land.
The returns will be invested into growing the Māori workforce and capability back at home.
Only the iwis though, only the iwi, not the people who have no iwi affiliation. Fuck's sake. Iwi is not all Māori, bro. Not all Māori have an iwi. Fucking stupid.
It comes as work gets underway on a new strategy to tackle homelessness in Christchurch. Brian Boswell reports.
Packing up their lives after being forced to move on. The grounds of Christchurch's Holy Trinity Church has been a home to the homeless for months.
It was a lot of morale here, you know, they really brought us up.
Oh, bro, why are they
With
kicking them
tents
out?
pitched, caravans, campers and buses parked up, the City Council issued an abatement notice
Nah.
requiring the property to cease being used as a campground. Today at 5 o'clock, The site had to be cleared.
That's
Everyone
fucking
else has
bullshit, bro.
Pretty much chosen to leave the premises fully, some nearby, some a bit afar. I'm just jumping the fence into the council's property so I can still reach the Wi-Fi.
Social workers brought in to help. While a couple of people have found a house, the majority here have nowhere else to go. So the church asked for a site.
But at this stage, the council is saying that they haven't got a piece of land they're prepared to work with us on.
Do you buy that?
No.
What bullshit.
Because
Council's got heaps of land.
sitting out there empty.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many empty lots in Christchurch.
Supply, and unfortunately
Fuck the
those
council,
can
bro. They're a bunch of reactionaries. Bunch of white reactionaries, bro.
Smell? Can't you smell? With claims of drug use and people wandering through private property.
We're not the only people around here that you know, have people who smoke marijuana or who wander through rest homes.
The church promising to keep supporting people in any way it can, as the council rallies social agencies.
Not the worst thing a church can do, bro. Has to be said. Sometimes they help people. I still don't like it because they tend to like proselytize and shit, but you know, sometimes it's a necessity. Be nice if it were like just a group doing it. It would be nice actually if the government would fucking do it. They don't.
Is promising a reset following scathing
Seriously.
of a toxic
That
environment
should be the
and a
government doing that
dictatorship
shit, fixing it.
Allegations came from the group
How is homelessness
Security,
allowed to be a
which led
thing?
Locust
Just give them
Parliament
stuff.
last year.
Seriously.
Party, which has strongly rejected the allegations, is promising to share its reset and future vision later next week.
Māori Party
Two passenger
sucks,
jets
bro.
have collided on the tarmac at a
Racialists.
New York airport.
Race
The wing of one plane
centrists.
was ripped off, and the other sustained damage to its cockpit windows. ABC's Matt Rivers has more.
Tonight, this time-lapse video capturing the moment two Delta regional jets collided on the taxiway at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The impact damaging the nose and windshield of one plane, parts of the other plane's
How does that
right wing
happen?
seen shredded on the ground.
We have two CRJs on mic that collided.
Delta says the low-speed collision occurred around 10 p.m. last night. Flight 5047 arriving from Charlotte, North Carolina, turning on the taxiway. Flight 5155 heading to Roanoke, Virginia, traveling straight down the taxiway, told by air traffic control to hold short, but it keeps moving, striking the other jet.
Their right wing clipped our nose and the cockpit was to our windscreen.
Plane stopped, jerked, and jumped to the right. Everyone was dead silent. The pilot calmly came on, said, "Hey, we've been in a crash." Everyone remained calm.
Thomas Heineman on the other plane, filming its arrival during the moment of impact.
Oh my God, we just flying with another CRJ.
We're just taxiing. Pretty normal. And then a second later, I felt a big bump. I was just more shaken than anything.
Nearly 100 passengers and crew from both flights deplaning on the taxiway and bus to the terminal.
Yeah, this is definitely soda water,
Flight
bro.
attendant was treated for minor injuries. Yeah, Heidi Akane, it's been described as Prince William's most candid interview ever.
Changes on my agenda.
Who cares? Fuck off, royals.
About his future plans for the
Jesus, why can't they just disappear? Who needs to hear about them?
And from tortured
Speaking of people...
we're with the New Zealand Swifties as they get a first listen of Taylor Swift's new album.
Oh, even Asian girls like Taylor Swift, bro. Oh, I was in a match.
There could be some thunder too. There will be a little bit
Oh.
how it's shaping up at your place.
This is shit. I feel like shit. Everything's shit today, bro.
7 p.m. cricket is supposed to start. Unfortunately, the weather here in Tauranga is very gloomy indeed. But check back in with us. Hopefully, we get a game on.
This could be the greatest opportunity of my life, and it comes with danger. We want to take out the competition.
We sure about this tail vehicle we've chosen? Just saying. Totally invisible.
Tulsa King. New season
Ha ha ha.
Z+.
First-time buyers. The SBS team arrived to take them home.
Let's get you home, mate.
Incredible
scenes here with the rehoming of two rare and endangered first home
You know what's funny about this ad is they call first home buyers rare and endangered, but they aren't rare or endangered, they're very common. A lot of people don't have a house that they own. That's super common. The fuck? They call them rare and endangered. That's just stupid. That's just false. Completely messes... what's the point of the ad? Fuck am I watching, bro? Oh, what is this weird ass shit? Fuck ass New Zealand ad, bro. What is this shit about?
Hello, how was it? Your phone's dead. Can you charge him? Yeah.
What a stupid fucking ad. That does not make me want to use the platform, whatever it's called. Wow, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, guys. Why do they always advertise the Coke? It's the worst drink they make, bro. Seriously.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
What the fuck happened in the ad, bro? Oh, look. Star Wars? Another fucking Coke ad. What? Oh look, Coca-Cola and Star Wars, guys. What a great life we live to have Coca-Cola and Star Wars. Fucking American imperialism, bro. American cultural hegemony. Playing American games, American shit on TV, I'm eating American food. I might as well call myself an American, bro. Start speaking with an American accent. Can't own guns though, that sucks. I don't really want guns. Why would I want to use guns? Do airsoft instead or something.
Destiny Church stands for. The concern is the way it's become violent.
We were scared. We were really scared. I see it as manipulation.
It's gonna be a shitty match, I guarantee it.
And trying his best to make an army out of him.
Why are you talking to us?
I want people to know what really happens behind those closed doors.
Under his command, Season 2, streaming now on TVNZ Plus.
Swifties have been waiting for new music from billionaire pop star Taylor Swift.
Billionaire.
Minutes ago, she released her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. Aziz Al Safin is at a listening party for fans at Real Groovy in Auckland. How's it going, Aziz?
Yeah, how's it going, Aziz?
buzzing, for the lack of a better word, Melissa. We are here with the New Zealand Swifties. We've even got Taylor herself who has arrived. But these Swiftie fans, they're decked out in their sequins, they're bedazzling, and they are absolutely excited to be listening to Taylor Swift's 12th album. And I tell you
Fucking
what,
Jesus for white woman, bro.
listening parties happening around the country, because for these Swifties, it's not just an album drop. This is an
Capitalist
event, it's a
prophet.
whole thing, and it's actually happening all around.
Capitalist religious figure.
The Showgirl has already broken charts. Before its release, it had become the most pre-saved album in Spotify's history, and the reviews are coming in thick and fast. We've already heard from Variety, who have called it contagious. We've heard from Billboard, who have called it a victory pop clap around the sun. But the Rolling Stone does say while she hits all of her marks, she is a little bit uneven. But look, let's just hear from the Swifties themselves. Kayla, I think you're a Swiftie. You had a listen. What do you think?
I mean, what does uneven even mean? Like, this is amazing. There's pop bangers, there's ballads,
once she changes her voice up, I think it's great so far. I have a few new favorites, I think, so.
There you go, Melissa. I think devoted is the word.
They certainly are. Hey, and it's not just music Taylor Swift's coming out with this week, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Look, there is a new cinematic extravaganza, The Life of a Showgirl, hits cinemas this weekend, complete with behind-the-scenes coverage of Taylor Swift putting this album together. And
Not this fucking guy again. That's not.
Taylor Swift isn't just an artist, she is an economy. Some have even dubbed it Swiftonomics.
Too easy, bro.
Prince William has revealed he'll look to modernise the monarchy when he becomes king.
Oh, you should look to get rid of the
In an
monarchy.
interview with the Actors Travel Show, that he whips around the grounds of Windsor Castle on an electric scooter. The two then sitting down.
Oh, he's so normal, guys. Prince William's so normal. He lives in a fucking castle, bro.
I enjoy that change. I don't fear it.
Lives in a palace.
The idea of being able to bring some change, not overly radical change, but changes that I think need to happen.
Oh yeah, of course, not overly radical though, guys. Yeah.
King Charles, both diagnosed with cancer. Right, Kate is here with sport, and it's all on in the Rugby Championship this weekend.
Yes, Melissa, all four teams with plenty to play for, including the Aussies, who want revenge after last weekend's defeat to the All Blacks. We head to Perth next.
Fucking conservatives love the monarchy, bro.
Olympics, be New Zealand's best yet.
Typical. Fucking trash. It's like the part of the fucking axis.
Plus some big finals this weekend.
Axis of conservatism.
Looking to make history, while a Waikato League player chases a maiden premiership.
Nothing too radical.
Series crunching the numbers,
To find New Zealand's safest town,
revealing who we are as a country.
how often we cheat, and also whether we're a cat or dog country.
Counting the beat starts Wednesday.
Obviously, dog. Everyone has a fucking dog in this country, bro. Seriously. So many dog walkers, it's insane. Neighbours have got 2 dogs. 2 dogs. They've got like 4 people in their family. It's like half the family has a dog.
Solutions experts.
Set up your new smart TV.
Okay, we're a family of 4, so we need it done perfect. Too high.
We've got a cat and he just sleeps and does whatever he likes all day. It's no effort. They have to take the dogs for a walk, pick up their shit, give them food. We just give our cat food and pats and that's it. And it's great. It's way easier. I can't imagine having a dog. So much effort.
Just use mine.
Not this ad again. It's probably just sport next. Los Deportes. This game's boring, bro. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Oh no. He's gonna blow me up, guys. He's shooting at me. He's shooting at me. Damn, it reloads. No, this thing's good. Life of a showgirl. Life of a billionaire. Taylor Swift is so overrated, bro. She's had a few good songs in the past. Couple of hits, but... seriously, I don't understand, like, the massive appeal that she has. What is the massive appeal? It's because she represents something to some people, I guess. Capitalist profit, like Mr. Beast, bro. Everyone who does well under capitalism, they all have things in common with each other. They're all pro-capitalists. Every fucking time they're pro-capitalists. And they all sell out. That's how you get rich under capitalism. Become popular for some reason and sell out. It's just sport. I don't care about sport. Get this guy to jump out and then I steal out. Whee! Come back up, bro. Come on, come back up. Should have jumped out earlier. What the fuck? Why does this take you somewhere? It says hide. It's a teleport thing. That's not hide. I've got terrible weapons again. This is bad luck. Unlucky day. Oh my god. OMG Taylor. OMG Taylor. Let's end this match already. Hello, anybody? Anybody? I'm looking for a kill. I'm looking for a kill. Yep, there we go. Terrible ass weapons. Deal no damage. You know some philosophy. Bad weapons don't deal damage.
Elected myself, it was like, okay, I deserve to be here. Like, let's keep pushing.
That push looking a little like this.
Oh my goodness me.
The Kiwi soaring to World Championship glory, then dominating the World Cup circuit, landing New Zealand's first ever free skiing Crystal Globe.
Yeah, mine forever.
But there is one thing missing.
What would it mean to add maybe an Olympic medal to this collection?
I mean, that's been the dream since day one. That would be everything to tick that final box and have that Olympic gold.
An Olympic gold that'd surely find a special home here. Michelle Prendeville, One News.
Rain delays could soon be a thing of the past for the ASB Classic thanks to a $5 million government boost. Tennis Auckland's Centre Court Roof project scoring the first investment from the major events and tourism package today. Half of the $15 million needed now secured, with the aim of a roof in place by 2028.
We also know that there's a number of Grand Slam stars that are concerned always about the weather and getting rained out, and therefore may choose to go to events in Brisbane or Adelaide.
I hate this guy, bro.
And we want to be competitive. We don't lose to Australians.
Such a bad leader. Like, he's just a stupid person who's not even good at his job. Fucking terrible leader. So shit. Every time he does something, it's fucking trash.
The two informed teams this season, without key Black Ferns on World Cup duties, cashing in on the investment in the women's game. Jordan Oppett reports.
Canterbury in the groove again. Embracing their 9th straight grand final appearance.
No secret ingredient to it.
What are these trendings,
3
bro?
times a week and giving up their own nights. Some of them are working, so that comes from a space of care and wanting to be better.
And wanting a shot at redemption after going down to Waikato in
Oh,
last year's final
shut
by
up.
just
Who
2
cares? Fucking rugby. Who gives a shit? Show an interesting sport. Always the same fucking shit, bro. We love rugby in New Zealand. Oh, what? I couldn't tell. Really? They love rugby in New Zealand. I didn't know that. You know, I've lived here my whole life. I had no idea they loved rugby so much. What the fuck? I basically never see it anywhere. It's never made a part of my life, ever. It's not forced on me at all. Every fucking day. Jesus Christ. Who cares? This is regional women's shit. No one cares about that, bro. Fucking hell.
And that was one of them, because as much as it is a bit of a growing year, like it's definitely...
That sounds awful, but it's true.
We have with the talent that we have.
They're showing regional women's rugby. Yeah, literally, I just said that.
The small Waikato town of Taharoa.
There's another rugby. Hey.
One of their own playing in Sunday's NRL Grand Final. Xavier Wilson
Fuck
will come off
off.
the bench for Brisbane's showdown with Melbourne, with some special
Terrible sport. Why don't they show some interesting sports? The skiing one was alright.
The traffic and the small coastal mining town looks a lot different to Sydney, but Taharoa's own Bronco will be representing the area on Rugby League's biggest stage.
Just being a part of this club and where we're at right now is just surreal.
A young Xavier Willison's preferred code was rugby union.
I'd play on a Saturday for union, and then if the league team like we're down on numbers, I'd just sort of go play on a Sunday.
That team being the Whatawhata Wolves, Willison becoming the second NRL player to come out of the Waikato club.
I think it's really cool. It goes to show that you can find talent pretty much everywhere. It puts a good rep on us, and it's just even better for him, especially coming from all the way over here and then going all the way to grand finals. He's just a man.
Representing Waiko Bay, Willison was scouted by the Broncos at a Māori tournament, going on to play 50 NRL games and becoming a mainstay in the Broncos team, understudy to one of the game's best forwards.
Payne Haas has been a big influence. I
Who
sort of
gives
still
a
need to
shit, bro? Hate hearing about rugby. Stupid sport gives people CVAs. It's for barbarians. I've never seen badminton on the news. I like badminton. That's a cool sport. Even soccer. No one... Where's the soccer? Who fucking cares about regional rugby? Regional fucking rugby. Doesn't matter. Jesus. The NRL. Isn't the NRL an an Australian thing? NRL. That's rugby league, right? No, it's Oceania. Whatever. They have so many fucking competitions, bro.
Fortunately, the weather here in Tauranga is very gloomy indeed. Check back in with us. Hopefully, we get a game on.
Want to win free KFC? Download the KFC app now to play 6 and Shout.
Okay, shut up. Let's watch some YouTube. Where was I watching it before? On here? Probably. I think you're allowed to watch YouTube videos, right? Seemed kind of weird if you couldn't.
What is crazy that we still do? In the past, people did things that we now recognise as either completely insane or just outright immoral. Burning witches, animal sacrifice, and divining the future through tea leaves were once common sense practices, but now we think of them as utterly deranged. So, what do we do now that you think future generations will look back on and consider to be so abnormal as to be borderline pathological? Let me know what you think in the comments, but either way, I think this line of thinking can imbue us with some much needed epistemic humility. After all, some of our strongest held beliefs might be looked back on by future generations as completely stupid. What is crazy that we still do? In the past, people did things that we...
Fucking bourgeois philosophy, bro. What is meaning? Shut up. Shut up. God's sake. I'm starving, I'm poor, I'm socially isolated. What is meaning? Imagine that being your philosophers, bro. Shut up. Help me out with my life. Fucking Jordan Peterson. Fucking Jordan Peterson, bro. I'm sick, I'm poor. I'm isolated socially. Help me. Bro. This life sucks, bro. It's so much bullshit. I'm tired of capitalism, bro. Capitalist society is fucking trash for most people. It's only good for the people who get rich. Even they have their problems, seriously, because of it. But they don't want to end it because it makes them wealthy and stuff. Powerful. Should I grief this guy? No, that wouldn't be very nice. I'm so tired. I feel like I've got post-exertional malaise as well. Mentally at least, not physically. I haven't listened to very much music today. I kind of want to listen to music. Yeah, I think I'll mute the audio and listen to some music. I am a rich man. That's what I'm gonna listen to. I'm going after that guy, bro. Oh, what? Yo, my car is spinning out. This life is so boring, bro. Like, I'm literally, when I'm looking at the fucking diagram, I'm stuck and bored. I'm not even anxious. I'm just bored. I'm not worried. I'm kind of apathetic. I'm mainly bored. No arousal. I'm not very challenged. Nothing's challenging me. Maybe I should get a different car. Just gonna grief people probably. What else? Really wish I could stream with music on. That'd be cool, because I don't want people to miss out on the music I'm listening to, but I'm not allowed to share it. Maybe I should break tradition and play Super Gary's Mod server again. I quit for a reason, but it used to be fun, and then I quit because they were just treating me kind of shitty. There were so many, like, griefers, like, not griefers, people using, like, exploits on it. Was I kicked or something? Something pissed me off. I think it was too many exploiters or something. I haven't played it since, like, 2024 January or something. Play something good, come on. Hello? Oh yeah, the DJ thing doesn't work if you do it on phone on PC. Taylor Swift. Life of a showgirl. Yo, how long is this? 41 minutes long. I don't want to spend 41 minutes. What is good? What's the top stuff? Let's see what's in the top 50. Nothing. Oh my god, bro. I'll just listen to the first one. On my phone, please. On my phone. Why would you switch it to the PC for no fucking reason? This sucks. so mad. Holy shit. Absolute mudfest, bro. Shit sounds terrible, bro. It literally sounds like every fucking Taylor Swift song ever, but worse. Every fucking song is just the same. The fans must just love the same shit. Because this doesn't sound different at all. It sounds like every other Taylor Swift song ever. It's bad, bro. It's not a good one. I used to like some of the earlier stuff. You know, when it came out. Yeah, this is shit. I'm skipping it. This shit is so bad, bro. So mad. Holy shit. Nothing's changed. It's the same as it's always been, bro. It sounds like every other Taylor Swift song that you've heard for like 2 decades. This stuff sucks. Banger. Taylor Swift could never make something that's good, bro. Well, actually, some of her early stuff was pretty good. This guy's still in my car. I've been AFK for like 5 minutes. On the pain. The only thing that's real. You know why Taylor Swift's music sucks? Because she has an easy life. That's why. It's fucking stupid. Your sting. Try to kill it. All away. And I remember everything. And she's a boring person. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Dull ass life with no edge. Fucking milk toast. This Korean girls are way better music artists. It's not even close. They're not even the same fucking universe, bro. Korean girls are way better artists than Taylor Swift. It's not even close. I don't want to grave Griefing's sad though. Griefing's what you do when you're like depressed and shit. Just makes people feel bad. Used to make me feel good, but just feel like it makes you a bad person or some shit. Is that moralizing? Yeah. It's kind of pathetic though, isn't it? I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Got him! Everyone I know goes away in the end. Bounty? Away. Knocking on heaven's door. Turn this shit off. Yo. Why would I've never had this recommended to me before. That's surprising. It's a popular song. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Everyone's scared of me, bro. That's why I got no friends. Scared or they don't like me. Whoops. Whoops. Nope. Down to one last breath. And with it, yo, it's Don Burge. Classic. Why would you name yourself that? So far down. Hope AI gets this good one day. It's not there yet, clearly. Depressed as shit, bro. Feel like nobody cares. Nobody cares about people like me. I'm trying to get people's attention and shit, but it's just not working. Nobody cares. Let's put on some Russian Belarus stuff. Shogo. So bored of New Zealand, bro. Why is this an hour long, bro? I feel like you miss out on so much if you don't drink, bro. I don't drink. Oh shit. Why is this off? You fucking kidding me? Why was it off? I feel like it'd be cool to be like Slovak. Technically I'm like 1/8. Almost 1/8. I feel like it'd be cool. Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, Serbian. Any of these kind of countries. I mean, they're pretty conservative, but I feel like aside from that, the culture's pretty cool. I like the language accents. Too bad they're all split up and don't like each other, most of them. Bring back Yugoslavia, bro. That's not gonna happen though, is it? Too concerned with petty nationalism, bourgeois nationalism these days, and racism, ethnic nationalism, fucking corruption. It used to be unified. It used to feel so cool, like killing random people in this game. Now I just don't feel like it, I'm just bored. Like I feel like I wouldn't even enjoy it. Oh. Why do I have a... Oh, he wanted me to take him somewhere. I'm gonna kill this one guy and see if it makes me feel better. Crime and Punishment upload. I never read that. I read like the start of it. Got bored. Bro, it was... He went on and on for pages just describing like one thing or something. I read somewhere like these are books for people with no other forms of entertainment, bro. He would just sit at home bored. So he'd like describe everything in massive detail. Of course, you wouldn't have the internet either. Was it a bar or something? He was describing a bar. Or like a patron at the bar, a person at the bar. Bro. There's no one around. I can't even kill anyone. Blow everything up. Blow everything up. Boom, boom. That's kind of funny. I don't know. This is awful, bro. God. I'm only doing this because I feel like shit. These kills are terrible, by the way. No effort involved. I'm bored of this game. I need to play something else. Maybe Elden Ring or something. I find Elden Ring boring though. I want to socialize. You shiesty who wanna be ops. Why would he jump, bro? When I first played this game, I didn't know how to get cars and stuff. I didn't know how you got your cars sent to you. So much I can't do on stream because of all the roles. I wish it were more free. Seriously, I just want to do whatever the fuck I like. Same for real life. Find an attractive girl, say, hey, I like you. Do you like me back? No? Okay, on to the next one. That's what I want to do. I'm bored of this shit. I'm bored. I'm not even anxious. I'm bored. Boredom beats anxiety over and over again. I guess that's kind of a good thing, but I'm taking a whole bunch of risks all the time because my life is fucking pointless and unsatisfying. Take a risk every day. Every day I'm taking risks, and they're not going anywhere. They're not leading to anything. Not really big stuff, but just stuff that I wouldn't usually have done before. O-R-O-U-S. First class. Yo. Bro. You know you want to say shit, but you don't want to say it. Why? Because you don't want your reputation to get bad. I don't have any reputation, bro. They diagnosed me with severe mental illness. What reputation have I got left? Fuck this shit. Oh, the reputation of my parents. Go fuck yourselves. You treat me like trash. Seriously. Fuck off, narcissists. No, any nice Asian girls in GTA? No, never. Never, bro. Not in my life. Ever. They don't like me on dating apps, and I don't meet them in real life. Fuck. What do I do? Why don't I ask ChatGPT? Where can I meet attractive Asian girls in Christchurch? I don't give a shit, bro. You can call me whatever you like. This shit's not gonna change. It's not gonna change anything. I'm being honest. You don't like my honesty? Well, fuck you. Fuck off then. It's not my problem. O-R-O-U-S. This is absurd, bro. Yeah, what's it gonna say? What's it gonna say? What's it gonna say? Some love shot. Some love shot. Very respectful. You need to be more open. You need to be more open. People aren't just a category. Forging a collection comes from shared interest, kindness, and authenticity. That's my interest, bro. That is my interest. Jesus. Nah, fuck this shit. I look like an idiot. New chat, new question. This song sucks. Be real, honestly. It's not just superficial, you idiots. So what am I supposed to, how am I supposed to meet people? Meeting through something you both enjoy. Like what? What do I, no one likes philosophy, no one likes politics. No one likes... Girls don't like video games. I don't like video games, even. Be open to rejection. No. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to meet someone in a general environment, not some specific thing. I look like an idiot if I do that. University of Canterbury. I'm not at the university, bro. I'm not a student. Fuck off. People are so boring, bro. What do they say? Fucking chaser or some shit. Fucking fetishist. What else do you want me to do, bro? I don't like white people, who are the majority. I don't really like anyone else. Maybe some continental Europeans. Maybe some South Asians if they're not religious. And there's kind of no one else here. I'm limited to the city I live in. Oh well. Oh well. Time to give up. Time to give up, bro. You want something specific, you gotta fucking pay for it. You gotta fucking pay for it. Is that a minor earthquake? What bullshit, bro. Oh, you're not supposed to like people for their superficial appearance. Literally, literally, every single fucking person does that. Everyone is superficial. That is a fucking lie, bro. Everyone is superficial like this. Why do so many white girls dye their hair blonde? It's because the guys like it. Seriously. The guys are more likely to go out and date blonde-haired women. Everyone is superficial. Everyone is. The superficial stuff comes first, and then you form a connection afterward. Seriously, how long is the connection gonna last if you don't even on the surface level like the person? It's not going to. That's the thing. You're going to lose attraction to them. You're going to not have attraction to them because they're not superficially attractive. If I'm not superficially attractive, they can just say that. I don't think I am very superficially attractive these days, to be honest. But, you know, they can just say that and okay, I'll find someone else. Deeper, more meaningful stuff. Like what? I have basically nothing in common with the average person. We have nothing in common with each other. So superficial it is, because we're not going to form a real connection, probably. Possibly. Maybe, but I wouldn't rely on it, because I'm realistic like that. Seriously, what fucking lib bullshit. I said it would be lib bullshit, and it was. Shared values and shit. No one is a Marxist. I'm not gonna find a Marxist. Possibly atheists, but not strong atheists. Just agnostics and shit. This is bullshit, bro. I look like an idiot. I look stupid. Look like someone who has no idea what they're doing, no tact, no capabilities. That's true. That's true. I'm stupid when it comes to this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. That's why I'm asking stupid questions that make me look bad. Because I'm not rich. I can't just make it happen. And I'm not successful in this area. I'm really bad at this stuff. Seriously. Fuck this shit, bro. I don't even know what to meet people in general. Any people. What do I like? Philosophy, politics, music. Walking. Short walks. What else do I do? Nice food. That's basically it. I don't really do anything else. Sleeping well. Wish I could drive, bro. I like cars. It's too dangerous, though. I'll crash. I know I'll get into an accident. I don't even know. Who am I? Who am I supposed to be? I don't know. Fucking nobody, bro. Nobody fucking loser. Who do I want to be? I want to be successful. I want to be great. I want to be satisfied. That's the thing I want most. Satisfaction. Tired of being, like, in constant discomfort all the time. It's this dissonance that never ends. This dissonance of, like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel this way. So out of my rage. Even if I'm successful, it'll be great, won't it? But I don't know. I don't think my chances are very high. Gotta find something that works. Could just lie and say, oh yeah, I'm like something. Imagine that. It'd be a terrible thing to do, but you could just lie and say, join one of those ethnicity-based dating apps. If you had literally no other options and it was like you were highly motivated for some reason. Wouldn't want to do that though. I've literally got, like, no opportunities on dating apps, though. Nobody likes me. I mean that literally. I've had one like. And I don't think I was interested in the person that liked me. Stuff's shit. Even just to have someone to chat with would be nice. Someone to just send messages to. Doesn't have to be anything massive. I've been doing the same shit over and over again for ages and it's not going anywhere. It's not getting results. How do I get results? Just lie? Just lie? Hey, I'm a millionaire. I can do anything for you. I'm rich. I'm not sick. No, I'm not sick. I'm healthy. edit my face on the apps. Seriously. Just fake it. Would that get results? Probably. It probably would get results. Seriously. I don't know if they'd last very long, but it would be something. No likes on Bumble. Okay, there's another like on Tinder. These people are so boring, bro. Boring people living stupid lives. That's most of them. Could at least be superficially attractive and they're not. Bunch of white girls that I'm not interested in. Something to rely on. Somewhere only we know. I've had so many opportunities, bro, and I wasted all of them. Wasn't always my fault, but still. I used to have it so good, bro. Never recovered in any way. Nothing's as good as it used to be. Que sera, c'est la vie. Oh, I don't care. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's like the only thing that I care about. hate this life, bro. People fucking hate people like me, seriously. I'm not allowed to be successful, that's the thing. I'm not allowed to be. Society doesn't like it. How much time in the limelight? No time. God, I've had so many attractive girls who I thought possibly interested in me. And it never goes anywhere because I never did anything. No, I think back with like regret and shit. Wasn't meant to be, I guess. Shit, I don't even like fucking remember some of their names. Is that a no? Well, I don't. You don't even know some people, right? You just say them on the street or something. If I can't have what I want, then I don't want what I have. Then what can I do? I'm not gonna want what I have. I don't have what I want, that's the problem. And the want never goes away. The need never goes away. Need for social connection, need for belonging, need for romantic potential relationship. I've got everything on my fucking profiles, bro. I'm honest about all the issues I have. I've linked to my Spotify. I've got like 4 or 5 photos of myself. Jesus. What am I doing wrong? I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm being too honest. And I'm not very physically attractive these days. That's it. Yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. Like, this is just typical. Someone said, and this is like a fucking incel type shit, Comment. Someone said that the top 90% of women go for the top 10% of men. Is that true? It's probably at least the top 50%, right? And the other 50% like me get nothing. I'm not surprised that all that incel shit exists, because it's a fucking terrible situation these days. Anyway, maybe I'm just a piece of shit with too high standards. Probably. Probably. You're right. I am a piece of shit whose standards are too high. Fucking narcissist or something. You're right. You're right. If I don't get what I want, I don't want it. So, that's that, basically. If I don't like you, I'm not going to be interested. You say beggars can't be choosers. Well, maybe I'm not begging. I sound like I'm begging, but I wouldn't... why would I beg for this, right? Why would I beg for something I don't want? I'm begging for something in particular. If it's not that, I'm not begging for what I don't want, right? A beggar can be a chooser. It's kind of stupid, right? I'm not begging for what I don't want. I'm begging for what I do want. And if you don't have what I want, I'm not begging for it. It's just a stupid quote. Like, beggars can be choosers, obviously. You always have a choice. This fucking idiot slamming his door. Shut up, you retard. They do that when they're upset. It's fucking stupid. Fucking childish. I'm not gonna fucking settle, that's obvious. I'd rather be by myself the rest of my life. Terrible chips. Let's play something else. I'm gonna play Elden Ring. I'm not gonna fucking commentate. I'm not gonna do shit. I don't care that the audio is too quiet. I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. Fuck off. Play it yourself then. Cost me $60. I don't give a shit. Playing Elden Ring, and I'm not responding to the fucking chat, which there won't be any messages anyway. Hey, I make I make overlays. Hello, I make overlays. Hello, do you want to buy an overlay? Give me money. Please give me money. Please give me money. Jesus Christ. Don't give a shit. I'm not even going to have the audio on because I'm not going to listen to it either. Shitty ass game. It's not even good. Skip the shit. Play the game. Go. Women love lies, bro. They love fakes. Love it when you fake confidence. Fake rich. Fake smart. Fake everything. It's just superficial, seriously. They are superficial, I know they are. Seriously, because I had girls who were interested in me, they didn't even know anything about me. Nothing. Just in it for the performance, for the act. It's not fucking real. See it all the time. Guys that get the most attention are just faking shit. Faking it all the time. Let's go, Elden Ring. Let's go. Should just re-download Genshin Impact. Who cares if the Chinese read all my notes and stuff? I want them to remove the rootkits. That's what I want. Fucking liability. Chinese company with a rootkit. Oh, that's great. That's a great idea. I am the ninja. He's not a ninja, he's a samurai. Yo, hit me, bro. Hit me, bro. Hit me, bro. Oh, shit. I'm running out of stamina. Okay. Holy shit. He's wasting me! He's wasting me! He's wasting me! He's wasting me! Get out of the way! He's wasting me! He's wasting me! Run! Oh my god, bro. I don't know. Is this the right place? I don't care about that shit. Uh-huh, honey. Raw honey. Fuck. Yo! What is this lag? Holy shit. Oh my god, bro, what is... I got too much stuff open or something. Yo, let me alt tab. Holy shit. I don't have too much stuff open. I'm 87%. What happened? Oh my god, bro. Fucking broke. Detected frame rate issue. Yeah, I don't care about online. This is a Peg song. Somebody to Love, whatever it's called. Reminds me of 2015 or whatever. We went to these, Christian music festivals where you, like, camped out. That was sick. It was sick, honestly. It was called Easter Camp. That was so cool. It was cool the first time it was really good. Second time it was alright. Last time it wasn't great. And then I stopped going, but... I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. What? How am I already almost dead? What? How am I supposed to kill this guy? With the bow or something? Oh my god. He literally deals like a third of the bar with every damage. I'm not gonna beat this fucking guy, bro. Okay. Spoke too soon. Okay. Lazy dub. Just had to smack him in the back. Okay. Soldier of Godric. Oh, my ear. Why am I back here again? Okay, this is a new place, I guess. No, so, oh. This is great, bro. Peak gameplay. Fucking peak gameplay, huh? Game of the year type shit, bro. Yo. Yo, this boss fight is hard as shit, bro. Yo, how do I beat this fucking boss? What the fuck is happening? How do I go up it? What is this shit, bro? Jesus Christ. It's not even moving. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? It's massive. Go up. You can't even see that it goes upward from here. Okay. Way. Holy shit. What are those things? Souls like, more like soulless. Combat. I'm almost dead. How am I supposed to hit these things? They fly. They fly now? They fly now? They fly now? God, those movies were shit. No. Bro. I have to go up this fucking elevator again. Come on. Jesus, this game sucks, bro. Tell me that I'm stupid. Hurry up! Hurry the fuck up. This is so dog shit, bro. This game's fucking trash. Why did I spend 60 bucks on this shit? It's like 2 days worth of food. What a waste of money. Jesus Christ. Overrated trash. Fucking hell. Hurry up! Holy shit. Go upward. Oh, you have to stand on the thing in the middle. I did stand on the thing in the middle. It didn't do anything. Fucking dog shit ass game. Break. This guy's fucking terrible with his sword. There it is. Don't care. I'll kill you for that. I've got a sword, you idiot. Fucking trash talk the guy with the weapon. This is boring. How do I quit the game? How do you quit? Seriously. How do I quit? Quit game. What do I play now? Rocket League. So boring, bro. Rainbow Six. So boring. VR chat. The players suck. What's on the news are?
Even worse, it's even more quiet than yesterday. Because yesterday, still some of the workers come back to pack and get ready. Nobody know how long they will be stay away from. You know, so today is much more slower than yesterday.
As Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill battle over spending on government programs, these businesses are hoping for a quick resolution. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Donald Trump has declared drug cartels to be unlawful combatants and says the country is now in armed conflict with them. The move expands his authority to carry out strikes against suspected U.S.-bound drug traffickers. The declaration comes after the military targeted several boats in international waters said to be traveling from Venezuela. Legal experts have raised doubts about the legality of Washington's actions. And while cutting spending at home, the White House is considering a $20 billion bailout plan for Argentina. Donald Trump's right-wing ally, Argentinian President Javier Milei, is struggling to lift the country out of an economic crisis. Teresa Bo reports from Buenos Aires.
President Javier Milei came to power with a promise to transform Argentina's economy. And even though he has managed to pass some crucial reform, his program is not going as initially planned. There's been severe financial instability in the past month. And it's the United States and Donald Trump who has said that the United States will do whatever is necessary to help stabilize Argentina's economy.
People of Argentina, we're backing him 100%. We think he's done a fantastic
That was
job.
not 100%.
Argentina lacks foreign reserves, and that generates lots of financial instability. And the reason why Argentina needs assistance is evident on the street, the Florida street, filled with shops where sales are tied to the price of the US dollars. In fact, shops advertise the price of the dollar in almost every window, and in the past weeks, it's been changing a lot.
Si es una situación país-país, a swap with the US is okay. It's just like what we do with the Chinese. But if it is meant to help this government, then I don't agree, because it's one country interfering with another.
Javier Milei is implementing a very harsh austerity plan, and in Argentina, austerity plans always end up in this very large protest on the streets. The government has cut spending on hospitals and universities. Congress is fighting back and has managed to overturn several presidential vetoes. Let's go and talk to some people here about what they have to say. Karina Nieto's 6-year-old daughter is currently being treated for cancer in the Garrahan Hospital in Buenos Aires. She says she's on the streets to demand funding for the institution that is struggling to save her daughter's life.
The public hospital treating my daughter saves lives every day. They take care of our children and our families. We have to embrace it, and it's time the whole world knows what is going on. I want to tell the government that what they are doing is not human.
So I just spend my days wasting time, don't I? I don't do anything.
Peronist opposition by almost 14 points during local elections in the province of Buenos Aires. So financial assistance from the United States is crucial for the government right now, because there's midterm elections at the end of the month, and it's not clear yet how the president's party will do. This is a big test of President Javier Milei, because it will help determine what he'll be able to do in the 2 years he has left in office. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
We want to take you right back to what is happening in the Mediterranean Sea right now. Live stream of the Marinette, which is the sole remaining boat. The pictures you're seeing now were about a minute ago. We'll go back to the live feed. You'll understand why in a second. So you just saw in the distance, in the background there, you will have seen a Navy ship circling this yacht. That, we believe, belongs to the Israeli Navy. Now remember the context, about 40 boats. This now is the live stream. So the passengers have moved away from the camera, which has been live streaming. That has been the case on all 40 boats that left from Barcelona, from Italy, from Greece. About 40 boats carrying lawmakers, journalists, and activists. Their ultimate goal is to break Israel's blockade of the Gaza Strip. Remember that for more than 15 years now, Israel has been blockading Palestinian waters, preventing access to it. And so those boats, there have been multiple flotillas. This is the last iteration of it, and it has been bigger than the previous ones because it involves not just 1 or 2 or 3 boats, but 40 boats this time with 400 passengers on them collectively. All of them have been sailing for the last 2 weeks towards Gaza. All but one have been intercepted, and you are watching the footage from the one boat. There it is in the background. So if you were with us earlier in the program, we did mention that the passengers had shown a sign to the camera saying Navy ships approaching, and moments later we saw what we now believe to be this Israeli military ship. This here is live. So in other words, we are watching probably the final moments of this flotilla. The last remaining boat, the last one that hasn't been intercepted, likely about to be intercepted. Now, yesterday and the day before, the others that were intercepted were all taken to the Israeli port of Ashdod. Their passengers were detained. More than 100 of them are now being held in an Israeli prison in the Negev desert. That's where we are on this. We'll continue to keep a close eye. Still ahead on Al Jazeera. Anger in Ecuador after the government withdraws a major diesel subsidy. And it was another poor performance from Nottingham Forest as an unwanted 100-year record has been broken. We'll have that in sport later this hour.
Finishes Nottingham Forest 2.
I used to play football for like a weekend club when I was like quite young, 10, 12, whatever, 8 to 10 or something. Our team was so bad because the strike. I remember like we would have our own teammates tackling each other for the ball because they were so fucking selfish, wanting to be the ones that score. I remember we lost every game in a season one time. Scored basically no goals. I was a defender. I wasn't even the one supposed to be goal scoring. They were fucking awful. They always blamed defense for the fact that they couldn't score any goals. Terrible team, bro. Such a bad experience. Seriously. Selfish pieces of shit.
We go into Sunday, we'll have some very heavy falls affecting Italy with some strong winds for the Balkans. That's your weather update.
October on Al Jazeera. Israel's genocide in Gaza has killed tens of thousands of people and displaced millions. Al Jazeera continues to report from inside Gaza.
Global Warming examines the real consequences of climate change and the possible solutions to safeguard the planet.
Voters in Ivory Coast head to the polls amid deep divisions and uncertainty, with many opposition candidates barred from the race.
Fault Lines investigates the unlawful detention of pediatrician Dr. Abu Safea and Israel's targeting of Gaza's healthcare system.
US President Donald Trump is set to attend the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit in Malaysia, where trade frictions and regional security are expected to dominate discussions.
October on Al Jazeera.
Paraguay is one of just 12 countries that maintains diplomatic ties with Taiwan and not China. But is Beijing using unofficial channels to extend its influence into the South American nation? In a special two-part exclusive, 101 East investigates China's Paraguay connection on Al Jazeera.
You're watching Al Jazeera. A reminder of our headlines this hour. Israeli forces have been demolishing residential homes in Gaza City as it pushes on with a military offensive to seize the area. Large explosions have been seen in Al Sabra neighborhood on Friday morning.
This is literally soda water. I ordered 2 LMP. This tastes like piss.
A deadly attack on members of the Jewish community in Manchester. British police are stepping up security around synagogues after the attack that killed 2 people. And let's go back to that story that we've just been covering. You will have seen it throughout this news program. The last ship in the global Sumud flotilla attempting to bring aid to Gaza has been boarded now by what appears to be Israeli soldiers. So these were the pictures that we had just moments
It looks like way too many soldiers for the number of people on the boat.
boarding the Marinette. Now remember how this all started about, and they're taking the camera and it will freeze, and this is the last picture that we have from the Marinette live stream. No more
Fucking
pictures.
pointing guns at them for no reason.
To all intents and purposes, no more flotilla since the 400 or so passengers on those 40 boats. The boats have been detained. The passengers have been taken to Israeli prison, all to be deported. An investigation is underway in Germany after drone sightings forced Munich's international airport to temporarily close on Thursday night. More than 30 flights were cancelled or diverted from the airport in southern Germany. This follows a string of similar aviation disruptions across Europe, with countries including Romania and Estonia blaming Russia. EU leaders met earlier this week to discuss a response to the incidents. Moscow denies responsibility. Now, for more on this, let's speak to
What was that call?
So, Dominic, there is still a lot we don't know about this particular incident in Munich. Can you please establish what we do know for now?
Moscow denies responsibility.
During the hours of darkness, drones were spotted, detected over the airspace of Munich Airport in sufficient quantity to make air traffic controllers decide we can't risk the safety of passengers of aircraft, so we close the airspace, effectively shutting the airport down.
Gonna get some other food. At least they give you a whole bunch of napkins when you get McDonald's, so that's useful. Keeps my supply up. Tired as shit, bro. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That I always feel my best. Look my best when I'm dying on the inside.
Parts of Europe need different systems. I suspect those sorts of discussions are somewhat in their infancy, but just to give you a very, very quick rundown, there are sorts of tactical level solutions like firing nets, electromagnetic devices which can remotely control or disable a drone, counter drones to intercept a hostile drone, a directed energy weapon, which in other words a laser, and obviously traditional munitions such as someone with a shotgun on a tower. So you can imagine that there's a very wide range of practical steps that could be taken to either intercept a drone as it comes into view or to try to create something of a barrier that pushes to a larger distance, the distance that drones can operate close to airports. Just one last observation on that. You can well imagine that if there's some sort of electromagnetic solution, the concern would be it obstructs.
Indeed. You always getting full. That was a good one. Make it. Oh yeah, just make it, bro. Oh, it's so easy. Why didn't I think about that before? I'll just make it. Yo, I can't believe I never thought I'll just make it, bro. Just make it. Yo, just make it, dude.
Everyone pays homage to the cult of the South, where
Homage.
everyone is their own priest. A talking point I've seen flying around the internet is that society today feels empty. The funny thing is, this has been shouted from all across the political spectrum. It seems that almost everyone can agree we have some crisis of meaning on our hands across the modern world. Oftentimes, when people who normally want nothing more than to give one another a hard slap come to agree on something, there is some good philosophy to be had. And one interesting take on the current
Something about one's inner priest. It was a bad thing. Conditioning that makes people accept their suffering and oppressive conditions.
Sense of meaninglessness comes from Byung-Chul Han. In his book, The Disappearance of Ritual, he makes a pointed critique of the way many of our current societies are structured, without invoking excessive nostalgia for the past. He observes that the habit of sacrificing everything for the sake of maximizing efficiency and production has robbed us of a richer view on reality, and today we will unpick this criticism. Get ready to learn the downsides of too much productivity, what the meaning of Christmas has to do with existentialism.
I need to fill up my water bottle.
And whether there is something to be said for the irrational and the silly.
Another Saturday, another Hydrolite delivery.
Boating, camping, fishing is PCF and fun. Exactly what that means will change for everyone.
I need a 5,000 size reel, 5 to 10 kilogram spin rod, 30 pound braid, 40 pound leader, and a sinking stick.
Boating, camping, fishing is PCF and fun. Hey!
Bear in mind, I'll be unable to cover every aspect of Han's thought here, and also that the question, why does so much today seem meaningless, is such a complex and multifaceted one that any succinct answer to it will inevitably leave a lot out. Additionally, while I won't have time to look at in-depth critiques of Han's views here, it is important to remain critical when absorbing his ideas. But, without further ado, let's crack on, starting with the very idea of a ritual. 1. Rituals and their relevance. Much of Han's argument rests on the idea that we have slowly given up rituals for the sake of more efficiency and productivity. So let's start by defining what he means by ritual and the broad reason he thinks they have been eroded away. The idea of a ritual is actually pretty hard to pin down. In terms of identification, it is very much you know it when you see it. A Catholic Mass is a clear example of a ritual, as is an initiation ceremony. Many communities around the world have formalized coming-of-age rituals, where you leave behind your childhood and become a fully fledged member of that society, taking on all of the associated responsibilities of an adult in that culture. So rather than giving necessary and sufficient conditions, there are instead a few key characteristics Han identifies rituals as having throughout his essays. It is not that all rituals contain all of these, but rather that together they describe a sort of family resemblance between rituals, to borrow a term from Wittgenstein. First, Hahn says that rituals often involve a temporary suspension of the ego. This is sort of an obscure sentence, but it points to a pretty intuitive idea. Rituals often contain rules that are strictly followed, regardless of how any individual feels about them. All around the world, the Catholic Latin Mass is performed in pretty much the exact same way, and the parishioners broadly know what they should do. They sit, they stand, they hear certain passages read, they kneel, and they receive the wafer and wine that form the Eucharist. There is not much question of any individual attendant putting a personal spin on it. It is just followed. On the one hand, this aspect of ritual has been criticised rather heavily. It has been seen as stifling individual expression. While Hahn recognises this critique, and certainly doesn't want to idolise every ritual, he also thinks this is one of ritual's greatest strengths. Though Sartre was an enormous fan of individual authenticity, he also thought being an autonomous agent can be an awful lot of pressure. It is easy to feel the crushing weight of responsibility on our shoulders to be free individuals making our own ways in the world. For Hahn, the ritual is a brief opportunity to take that burden off and allow ourselves to be absorbed in a collective. It is a bit similar to Nietzsche's idea that egos would be suspended within certain Dionysian rituals. The line between us and other people is temporarily blurred because we are all doing the same thing and forgetting ourselves for a moment. Secondly, Hahn thinks that rituals are tools of recognition. Again, this is a pretty nuanced concept that nonetheless has a real intuitive feel to it. When we encounter a ritual that's familiar to us, it is almost like seeing an old friend. We feel comfortable in its presence, and since we've repeated it before, it gives us a sense of friendliness or grounding. When I was very little, I lived in a small village, and every year almost every resident used to gather by the village hall on Christmas Eve to spend an hour or so singing carols around a big bonfire before going into the village hall for some mince pies, some mulled wine and a cup of tea. I still remember the curious feeling of homeliness that ritual brought with it. I would look forward to it every year, and in a weird way, it made me feel welcome in the community I lived in. This is partly what Hahn means when he compares the effect rituals have on our lives to making a home out of a house. It is a way of dressing up a given moment in time with a repetitive exercise that builds layers of meaning as it gathers momentum. The first time I attended the carol singing, it was a new ritual to me, but the next time I had all the memories of the first time to grant it additional meaning. And by the third, it truly felt like something special. Those few hours on Christmas Eve felt like they were glittering because they had been made sacred by all of this memory and meaning. Thirdly, Hahn thinks that rituals imbue certain situations with a sense of value that goes well beyond our everyday economic ideas about efficiency or production. Rituals bring with them a sense of play because they are by nature divorced from the kind of serious business of making money or producing commodities. A group of people have decided that a given situation is special or sacred, separate from any profit motivation. Again, let's take the Catholic Mass. Significance is granted to the whole thing by placing it in a worship context. It is, by its very nature, leaving behind the notions of efficiency or getting it done quickly. There may be entire pieces of music sung in order to lend reverence to the moment and to extend it. It is anti-efficient. It is luxurious with time. For Hahn, a ritual does not say, this is a great way to spend some time while you rest to be productive the next day. It rather says, I am the point. I am meaningful, separate from any concern about productivity or money. For Hahn, this reminds us to look outside the habits of producing more stuff or making more money or devoting ourselves to work, and instead carves out a space for us to value other things. In this way, it is almost a small act of rebellion against the dominant way of valuing our time in accordance with the market. Here, time is not given meaning by what we have to show for it, but the time itself is granted significance. To riff on another philosopher, it is the difference between aiming to get a boulder to the top of the hill and simply smiling while you're pushing it. It's primarily the last of these that Hahn thinks has made us devalue rituals in the modern age. For him, the dominant way of measuring value in the world has become market value. Essentially, this means that we value things primarily for how much money they make or how much they produce. This is subtly different from the kind of critiques other philosophers have made of our current economic organizing system. Hahn is not so much talking about the exploitation of one economic class by another, but rather a shift in values that is encouraging us all to place work and productivity at the top of our priorities, and that fails to recognize other forms of value that might make for a more rounded or fulfilling life. There are many ways that Hahn thinks the modern world demeans rituals, and we'll be looking at some of them later. But a lot of them stem from the idea that rituals are pointless or inefficient. The religious idea of the Sabbath is a very good example. This is a sacred day of rest, and in many ways used to be treated as such, with most businesses grinding to a halt on designated Sabbath days. But now, Sabbaths have largely fallen out of fashion, at least in Europe. Most businesses just run usual hours on Sabbaths in order to make more profit. There is nothing inherently wrong with these individual decisions, but Hahn suggests trends like this are part of a general sacrifice of rituals for the sake of market value. So, that is the broad outline of what Hahn thinks a ritual is, and how he thinks they've been under attack. But so what? If these rituals truly are inefficient, isn't it only right they should be left in the past? Well, the trouble is that all of those functions we said rituals fulfilled are now going underserved, and that can have some pretty dire consequences, starting with increased isolation. If you want to help me make more videos like this, then please consider
Classic.
becoming
Hey, I
one
know
of my
what
very
that's
kind
like.
patrons.
Hey, I've
You'll
seen
help
this
me
one
and gain
before.
access to occasional exclusive content. The link is in the description. 2. Communities and togetherness. One of the great crises of the modern world is loneliness. So much so
Yeah.
that the World Health Organization has actually declared it one. Young people are reporting being lonelier than ever before, and the number of close friends people have has dropped precipitously since the 1990s. Additionally, many observe a nebulously defined erosion of community over the past century. It's difficult to say exactly what this is, but if you talk to anyone over the age of 60, they tend to mention how much more people knew one another in the past, how people spoke to their neighbors, and how they perceived a generally higher degree of public trust. This may just be nostalgia on their part, but I'm inclined to give it some credit given just how ubiquitous this particular observation seems to be. Given this crisis, one thing is clear. We should be paying very careful attention to the sorts of things that build communities up, and the sorts that tear them down. For Hahn, rituals are an invaluable tool in the art of forging close-knit communities. When a group of people are all doing the same thing at the same time, they can begin to identify with one another. Their egos melt away, and they feel as if they're part of something larger than themselves. If anyone here ever has sung in a choir or played in an orchestra, Hahn seems to describe a similar feeling to that. We temporarily forget ourselves and prioritize the people around us over whatever whims we have at that moment. In group music making, every participant essentially sacrifices their own will for the sake of making a beautiful piece come to life. This is the effect we talked about in the previous section. Rituals make our
no
own egos
cows.
seem far less significant from a first-person perspective. But here, it is not just about forgetting us, it is about remembering others. Hahn discusses how when we lose sight of ourselves, we become much more open to looking outwards towards other people, but also to something higher or greater than any one of us. In a religious context, this might be a deity, but in a secular one, it might just be the shared idea of a community. One of the rituals we have that is still alive and well is marriage. And in a marriage ceremony, the two participants not only pledge themselves to one another, but also to the higher idea of marriage. They are often thought to form one unit that is greater than simply the two of them put together, and they both live in service not just to one another, but also this other thing. The point is that some community is formed, even if it's just two people, and this allows for bonds of trust to be built. There's a sense that everyone involved has something in common, and that they are, very loosely, working towards a shared goal. It is not that communities could never be formed without rituals, but rather that they can be fantastic aids in this. They form part of the patchwork of shared ideas, practices, and touchstones that creates a sense of usness. If rituals make a place or time homely, then they also make a shared home with the other participants. Hahn suggests that without these rituals, it is surprisingly easy to become self-absorbed. By this, he does not mean that we will think too highly of ourselves, but rather that we will sort of forget other people and other things because we are too wrapped up in us and our image. I bet most of us have seen this sort of thing in action. Someone makes themselves miserable because they cannot stop having thoughts about them and their own ego. They might worry about whether people are watching them or making fun of them, or whether they're going to do well out of life, or whether they're ugly or tall enough or good enough. It's not that this is immoral, it's just profoundly unpleasant. One of the joys of a ritual is that we temporarily do not worry about any of these questions and instead allow ourselves to be swept up by the moment, all while maintaining our individuality before and after. It is similar to the observation by C.S. Lewis that we humans are much happier not when we are thinking highly about ourselves, but rather when we are not thinking of ourselves at all, and rather focusing on other people or other things, anything outside of us. Han points out that our current value system really prizes individuality. We are taught to be independent from one another, to embrace our own authenticity and carve a unique path through life. This has many strengths to it. It allows for a large amount of individual variation and does stoke a sense of real independence in people. However, Han also wants to point out the downsides of this approach. It works against the sort of ego-forgetting that allows us to bond together during rituals, to form one body and act as one. For Han, this all follows quite naturally from an increasing emphasis on individual achievement and performance. If we are looked down on for associating with communities and instead constantly asked what we individually have done and achieved, then ritual ends up running counter to the very thing we're encouraged to do. If we're not careful, this atomization may condemn us to loneliness. It's important to note here that Han is not saying the past was better in every way. In a lot of cultural criticism, we can have a knee-jerk reaction to something wrong with the present by idolizing the past. But Han keeps his focus firmly on the here and now. And he warns us that the misery brought on by constant self-concern and the crushing expectations of bare individual achievement will only get worse over time if we do not find ways of reconnecting through communities bonded together, potentially, with shared rituals. These might be formal rituals like church services, but they might also simply be shared, revered practices. As long as it
didn't damage him at all.
Us at home in the world and with others, then it would go some way to allaying Han's worries. On the other hand, we certainly don't want to lose sight of the individual entirely. I don't know about you, but I would not wish to become totally ruled by ritual either. It seems to me that there is a balance to strike here, and an ongoing question of where exactly that balance is. However, this is also only one aspect of Han's argument. Just as a lack of ritual can tear people apart and make them feel like they have nothing in common, it can also turn the world into a bleak and uninteresting place. And this is just our next point. 3. Blank maps and empty storybooks. A common theme in a whole host of philosophy is that the human hunger for meaning is heavily related to our search for narrative. The French philosopher Paul Ricoeur used to say that a huge amount of our understanding was caught up in narrative, especially our understanding of ourselves. He probably has the neatest exposition of this view, but we see its precursors long before him. Friedrich Nietzsche talked about how people could overcome nihilism by making themselves into a work of art and giving life style. This is sometimes interpreted to mean we would lend ourselves a meaningful narrative to our own lives, one that would make our suffering worthwhile. Beyond this, we can often see how existential crises mirror the frustration of narrative arcs.
God, I'm tired. Is my life a work of art? No, it's very boring. Nothing much happens.
In Ecclesiastes, King Solomon goes through a deep despair at the meaninglessness of life, and he focuses on cycles and a lack of satisfying closure. You wake up, you go to sleep, you wake up again, you go home, you go to work, you go back to home, and over again until you die at no particularly significant moment. In Albert Camus' The Myth of Sisyphus, the cycle of rolling a boulder up a hill and watching it fall back down is partly distressing because it flies in the face of any sort of conclusion and thus a resolution to a narrative. All through existential philosophy, we see the concept of meaning often closely aligned with narrative descriptors, and a lack of meaning associated with sequences that defy narrativization. When someone asks, "What is it all for?" they seem to be requesting a resolution. A point in life where they can set down their flag and say, this is what it has been for, at least up to this point. And this is a job Hahn thinks rituals are very well placed to do. Another aspect of making a portion of time homely is that it becomes infused with a sense of meaning. There is nothing physical to distinguish a house from a home, but it means something for the occupants, and the same goes with temporal rituals. Classically, the coming-of-age ritual is meant to mark the end of childhood and the start of adulthood. It answers the question, what has it all been for, by saying, until now, it's been about becoming an adult. It is an event infused with narrative, and as a result, it slightly disrupts Solomon's observation about the endless cycle of waking up and going to sleep. If someone goes through this sort of ritual, there was a day when they woke up as a child and they went to sleep as an adult. There was difference, there was progression.
Do we have to do this to all of them?
Come on.
You think it's going to solve the confusion? Those chips are making me hungry.
They're not chips.
But they're Smiths.
Some people would sell snow to a snowman.
Want to buy some snow?
Not us. We don't believe in selling you what you don't need. Incomparable.
Of course, we can wonder why we need this sort of benchmarking in our lives. Why can we not perform a little personal ritual and be done with it? But for Hahn, this would be much less effective. Part of why rituals are such brilliant ways of narrativizing time is because everyone is in on the construction, and that makes it feel more real. Again, to use marriage as an example, if I told you last week my partner and I said some words in a building, that means nothing to anyone. Even if we privately thought of it as akin to a marriage, it is not going to have that sense of meaningfulness that comes with the recognition of a collective. If I instead told people that I got married last week, they would immediately know what that meant and how it marks a turning point in my life. To clarify, I didn't get married last week, it's just a hypothetical. The idea is that Hahn wants us to be able to make sense of time without it all blurring into one. Rituals, even oft-repeated rituals, can add a sense of differentiation to the days. Here, Hahn draws the distinction between ritual and routine. Because rituals are imbued with this sense of significance, they are likely to draw our total attention. Our total attention then, interestingly, reinforces the sense of significance. It becomes a kind of virtuous cycle. As a result, it stops life becoming one amorphous background blur and marks off certain time periods. For Hahn, this is one function of a religious weekly observance. It means there is a bit of narrative closure in every week. By contrast, routine is just the stuff we happen to do every day, divorced from any kind of symbolic significance. I brush my teeth multiple times a day as a matter of routine, but it does not stand for anything. It just does what it says on the tin. All of this helps make life seem much less like it's just the same thing repeating forever. It's a bit like having chapter headings. It grants existence a sense that it's going towards something, and that in turn makes it seem that bit more meaningful.
GTA 5, GTA 6, GTA 6, bro.
If rituals help lend life a sense of narrative, then sharing rituals with a community lends a sense of shared narrative. This symbolic depth stands in contrast to what Hahn calls bare life. This is where we deliberately strip any meaning or symbolism away from the world and care only for material or consumable things. It puts everything on the same level as me brushing my teeth. Hahn compares this to the difference between seduction and an empty amorous encounter. In the first case, Hahn charts a whole series of narrative steps and suggests that would make it seem more meaningful. whereas in the second there is nothing particularly to hang the meaning on. There is no narrative arc involving tension and release and roles and shared play, but instead there is a mere event, to use Han's terminology. It is robbed of any ritual or symbolic meaning, and is instead purely a means to some further end. This is a bit tricky to cognitively understand or explain, but you might get a better idea if you just reflect on the rituals that have existed in your own life. How do they feel? Do they lend a sense of narrative to your life? Do they imbue an otherwise ordinary event with symbolic or greater meaning? According to Han, in an effective ritual, the answer should be yes. I like how this puts a spin on other philosophies of meaning creation out there. When someone like Jean-Paul Sartre or Simone de Beauvoir ask us to craft our own meaning through individual authenticity and commitment to our values, that is one perspective on what will add that ineffable meaningfulness to life. The aim is partly to re-enchant existence using a particular methodology. To this extent, those 20th century existentialists are putting forward an empirical hypothesis. They are suggesting that if we do prioritize these things, then that will make life seem full and dispense with the feeling that it is all for nothing. But Han suggests another way. Given his own religious
Bro. OBS cut out for a couple of seconds.
more individualistic focus of some of these existential philosophies. Put a pin in this point, as we'll be revisiting it in the next section. And again, it is the focus on production and efficiency which deprioritizes this kind of ritual. If you're attempting to maximize productivity and profit, then any sort of independent narrative creation does not seem to make sense. It basically appears like a waste of time. In fact, many of the properties of popular rituals run directly counter to values like efficiency. The slow reverence with which the host is elevated and consecrated is deliberately wasteful with time. A wedding is often deliberately wasteful with money. Coming-of-age ceremonies are often wasteful with both. This is partly what Han means when he says rituals allow for luxury. But at the same time, this makes it a prime target for being slowly forgotten as the need for greater productivity and efficiency take over. But as we have fewer and fewer rituals, life seems less and less remarkable. The multi-layered texture of an existence full of different meaningful narratives is sandpapered down into a featureless landscape, and joy is sacrificed for the sake of performance. But lastly, I want to take a little moment to reflect on the very concept of meaning, and pose a challenge to some of the most famous philosophers in history.
That client review was brutal.
We're gonna be underwater for weeks.
I'm already so pruny.
This is fixable. Just use Grammarly. We'll crush it.
I'm already crushed. I cannot be crushed any further.
4. The terror of reasonability. This is hardly the most controversial take in the world, but I am an enormous fan of the concepts of reason and rationality. During my undergrad, I became obsessed with symbolic logic, and then in my masters, I used to stay up all night playing around with different logical systems and seeing what they could do. I can only assume this is how every other university student spent a Saturday night as well. But recently, I've been reading a series of criticisms of rationality for approaching certain issues, specifically those about meaning and existential problems. A classic rationalist way of approaching the problem of life's meaning is outlined by Albert Camus, where he says that when we learn that there is no inherent meaning to life, attempting to create it or...
Yo, hello, first time chatter.
Just believe in it is tantamount to abandoning all of your philosophical principles. He even calls it philosophical suicide. This is the basis for his absurdism. He thought that moving
I was
past
still
the
on
need for
Elden
meaning
Ring,
was
whoops.
then the only rational route forward. But
I
in many
changed.
ways, Camus'
I changed my category.
commitment to rationality in existential matters is beyond existential problems. A classic rationalist way of approaching the problem of life's meaning is outlined by Albert Camus, where he says that when we learn that there is no inherent meaning to life, attempting to create it or just believe in it is tantamount to abandoning all of your philosophical principles. He even calls it philosophical suicide. This is the basis for his absurdism. He thought that moving past the need for meaning was then the only rational route forward. But in many ways, Camus' commitment to rationality in existential matters is pretty esoteric. Friedrich Nietzsche used to say that life's meaning or lack thereof is not so much rational or irrational, but stands outside rationality. This is because he primarily conceives of life's meaningfulness not as a cognitive judgment about life, but rather a sort of feeling around existence. For him, the person who questions whether life is meaningful in and of itself is approaching the matter backwards. A feeling of meaning is instead the reward someone gets for having a strong and organized will. Here, the sense of fullness falls out of some prior condition. It is not that life's meaning is asserted, but it is rather an emergent property of other things. This is also a theme throughout Kierkegaard's philosophy, which often prioritizes leaps of faith in order to bridge the gap between the crushing amount of things we could do and the few things that we will actually be able to do. This is also how he solves existential issues, where he finds God via the use of a committed faith. For him, the question of life's meaning can only be put to rest through a temporary irrationality. Perhaps the apotheosis of this approach is embodied in the criminally underrated Russian philosopher Lev Shestov, who saw the origin of many existential issues in the dogged commitment to rationality in our approach to the question of life's meaning. He thought that existential despair often emerges from the idea that we must have a reasonable justification for being. He viewed the rationality constraint as perfectly acceptable when we're conducting many forms of inquiry, but that it misapprehends the nature of an existential issue. For Hahn, this idea of rationality is co-opted by the prioritization of market value to place things which increase production as rational, and things which do not as a waste of time or otherwise frivolous. But Hahn thinks this too misunderstands the way to approach existential issues. Sure, rituals often seem like they have no point from the outside, but that is because their purpose can only be understood from within. It is a bit like how foreign language might appear as meaningless scribbles to someone who does not speak it, but it could be beautiful poetry to anyone that does. The demand that rituals be answerable to market forces or just universal rationality robs them of their ability to properly do their job. It's like judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Sure, they are unproductive and inefficient, but their task is not to be either of those things. Their job is to bring communities together, imbue life with meaning, and create an understandable shape to time, and this might involve doing something that seems absurd from the outside. So, what can we take from this? Well, Hahn would probably want us to first become conscious of the primacy of productivity in our map of value. Many of us are already partially aware of this. We're sometimes reminded of it when we are told to establish a work-life balance or avoid burnout. But are we surprised that many of us struggle with this, considering that we often do not have alternative value schemes to replace the one around productivity and efficiency? In contrast to this, Hahn encourages us to adopt some aspects of a ritualistic approach to life, even though it might seem totally irrational from the outside. Here we are encouraged to look outside the totalizing force of market value and ask how we can imbue moments of our life with meaning, using his observations about rituals to do so. This is not an imposition to return to particular historical rituals, nor is it just a trite suggestion to value other things, because Hahn does not pretend that it is nearly that simple. If we look at how he thinks rituals grant meaning, it's actually a rather involved process. It includes multiple people gathering at the same time, partaking in the same narrative, and making aspects of time and life feel like home. It is a much clearer, practical idea of meaning creation than that given to us by many other philosophers. It is one of the most detailed philosophies of meaning construction out there, and in some ways, I think it is one of the most hopeful. As we said earlier, it provides a less individualist way of approaching existential philosophy. Much of the late 19th and 20th century views on finding meaning are incredibly individual. They're about discovering your personal authenticity and crafting your own values separate from anyone else. The Übermensch is a pretty individual figure, as is the concept of someone who is totally personally authentic. Crafting rituals together and adopting a slightly more ritualistic approach to life is difficult and may rub up against our individualistic and rationalistic sensitivities. We may feel silly or like we're becoming part of the herd. But if Hahn is right, then reintroducing a bit of ritual into our lives may serve as a small safe haven from the values of production and efficiency. It can allow us to lend meaning to the process of life itself rather than sublimating it all to the end goal of numbers on balance sheets. It can bring us closer together with others, build communities, and differentiate one moment of time from the next. It can give not just one answer to what is it all for, but several successive answers over the course of an entire existence. To employ a much abused word, it gives a sort of holistic form of existential philosophy, where the solutions are not just found individually or rationally or introspectively, but by creation, action, and, most importantly, play. At the very least, it sounds like it is worth some firm consideration. But if you would like to learn more about Hahn's overall philosophy, then click here to look at my analysis of his landmark essay, The Burnout Society. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, it was alright.
Good health.
Okay, probably gonna go to bed. Got a chatter. They didn't reply when I said hello. I don't know, maybe they had nothing else to say. My viewers didn't go up though, that's weird. Sometimes people chat and it doesn't show new viewers. I don't know why that is. Anyway. Gonna go to bed, probably. Good stream, regardless. Good stream.